Hi, this is Sarah from Elemental Indigo, and this vlog is about self-beliefs. So, what are your own personal self-beliefs? Do you think they are in line with who you really are, or are you maybe a bit hard on yourself when it comes to how you think of yourself? Most of us are a bit maybe derogatory is the word when it comes to our own self-beliefs and how we perceive ourselves. Most of us are pretty hard on ourselves. There are the odd few people who think that they are fantastic and don't have any problems with limiting self-beliefs because they think, great, I can go out there and do anything I put my mind to. But most of us tend to have pretty limiting self-beliefs. So where do self-beliefs come from? Beliefs are formed about ourselves mainly during childhood. So, whatever your parents are saying to you, about you, your teachers, any other adult authority figures, whatever they sort of say to you or how they perceive you, how it comes across, whether it's verbally or maybe a bit more on a subconscious level, that all filters in to your lovely young mind and helps you form a belief of who you are and where you fit into this world. So we grow up with these opinions about ourselves, and we begin to form opinions about others as well and about the world around us. Now, these might not necessarily be 100% accurate because they're only opinions. Nothing's ever fact. So as we get older, we usually in life take one or two knocks, and these can also erode maybe any belief we did have in ourselves that's positive. Now, some knocks, may knock you down for a bit. Your self-belief takes a bit of a wibble, but you'll be back fighting. You'll be back standing up next week. Sometimes we have bigger knocks, and these can really sort of erode our self-belief, especially if you don't have much in the first place. You can find yourself sometimes in life at a place where you've either really got no self-belief at all, or any thoughts that you do have are really coming in against you. You might start to feel like there's your number one enemy is living in your head. So yeah, most people are too hard on themselves and see themselves as some kind of crazy, useless ogre person when nobody sees you like that at all. So these beliefs are then limiting you because they're not real, they're not a true representation of you. And we never really have a true representation of ourselves because we can't see ourselves as other people do. So when you're trying to go for a goal or you achieve a desire you have and you feel there's that roadblock there, you take a step back and just examine those beliefs that you hold about yourself. Which ones you think are probably true and which ones, objectively looking at them, you think actually that's not necessarily true. Maybe that is just me, my inner critic, being a bit hard on me. Now, I've got a good quote, piece of text written down here, which I wanted to read out because I think it's a really important sentence. So it says, a person's self-image is a general accumulation of every attitude and opinion that they have been told about themselves since birth, and in some cases pre-birth. it becomes so ingrained by reinforced repetition that it eventually becomes a subconscious picture of their self-belief. So it's this concept of who you think you are and who you believe that you are that actually determines how you're responding to life, and therefore what you believe you are capable of achieving. So when we think about it like that, as our own self-belief is just a concept of who we are, then we can objectively look at that and we can say, okay, this isn't serving me. This is just a set of opinions which I have defined myself with. These don't need to define who I am if they're restricting me. And there are ways of changing these self-beliefs, changing this concept of who we think we are. It is doable. It's not easy peasy, but it's doable. So in the next video, I'm going to look at a technique that you can use to change your self-beliefs. So it's not something that's going to happen bing overnight or in 5 minutes. It takes work, and it takes, again, repetition, because the way we achieved all these beliefs about ourselves in the first place is through constant repetition, whether it was someone yattering in our ear or whether it was ourselves constantly saying, oh, you're a failure, look, for years and years. It was repetition that got those beliefs, so it's repetition that can change those beliefs. So in the next video I will go over a great exercise that we can use to start changing some of those crappy beliefs we hold about ourselves and start moving towards